So students, now you are able to hear it. Please let me know if the audio is fine now or not. Okay, audio is fine now. So we can go ahead with the class now. All right. Okay, so students, welcome to this marathon session of NABARD Grade A 2025 examination of computer knowledge. Here we will do 50 plus questions. So actually we will do 50 plus question where I'll give you answer, and 3 question at the end I have prepared for you as a homework. Okay, those question I'll answer within 2 to 3 hours. So I'll say ki in meantime try to answer them in the chat box or in the comment box. Okay, so let's start with the very first question, that is, which of the following is not an operating system? Through this question, not only I'll be able to tell you about the operating system. There is one more thing. Student, NABARD have increasingly asked you the question based on the companies. So I would request you try to prepare some question on antiviruses, try to prepare some question on the processors if you have time, like the generic thing, which company make which type of processor, these kind of thing. If you have time, try to do these kinds of question, because increasingly NABARD have asked such questions. So most of you are saying option E, that is Oracle, and that is absolutely correct. E will be the answer. If we are talking about the Linux and Unix and Windows, these are the operating system for our computer. Based on the Unix, Linux was developed. Linux and Unix both are the command command operating system. That means we have to give them written command, we have to use characters here. Okay, and if you are talking about the window, it uses graphics. Similarly, Android, if you are talking about, this operating system works in smartphones. Oracle, if you are talking about, this is not an operating system. So option E will be the correct answer. Moving on, which of the following feature in MS Word allow text to flow around an image? Okay, so is, you will have to cancel out, is will not be here. Your option are option A crop, option B align, option C wrap text, option D group, option E position. For such kind of question, take few seconds, take 5 seconds, 10 seconds, try to read what they are trying to ask you. Okay, so here basically MS Word we have, and again MS Office itself is very important, and even in MS Office we have MS Word, MS Excel and MS PowerPoint, where NABARD have frequently asked you questions. So these three you will have to prepare. We have taken a dedicated class on that also. Here basically they are trying to ask you about the feature. Okay, this feature is linked to anything additional you insert in your Microsoft Word. Yes, absolutely correct. Option C will be the answer, wrap text. It can take you a while to answer this question, but don't try to, just go through it. Take some time. These type of questions are easy, but you will have to read it very carefully. Now, question 3 is, which of the following symbol in MS Excel is used to begin a formula? Now, if you are talking about, NABARD have asked dedicated question on the symbols that are used in Microsoft Excel. Most of the time we don't know it, so what we do, we have to skip it, because again computer is a non-merit section. You don't need to do 20 out of 20 question. But if you read this question very carefully, this is very easy. If you want to use any formula, what is the first symbol that you use, you will have to tell. In marathon today we have 50 question, plus 3 question are for you to solve in homework. Okay, people are saying option A, that is absolutely correct. We start any formula by using equal to. So in Microsoft Excel basically we have columns and we have rows. Rows and columns together make a cell, and that is the basic unit of Microsoft Excel where you work. So functional unit. Okay, now if you are talking about this particular cell and you start entering the formula here, first you will have to press equal to. Okay, then either you can proceed with number, or you can start with a function like SUM. It will automatically show you the function of addition or summing up. Okay, so option A will be the correct answer. Now, which of the following scheduling algorithm allocates CPU time fairly? By reading this question, don't go out of your way to read about the CPU scheduling. You don't have to do that. In your actual examination also, you will see some question that you will not be able to attempt, no matter how much computer you have covered. You might have covered this component for 5 days, 10 days, or a week, or a month. but there will be few questions that will feel like out of your league. So in such question I would request you to skip it if you don't know the exact correct answer. Alright, here the correct answer will be option C. Okay, that is round robin. Such type of question you will have to skip. This is just to give you an idea कि okay, these type of question will be asked in your examination and you will have to skip them. Alright, moving on. Which of the following act as both input and output device? Very easy question. Some question will be very easy, some question will be very difficult, some question will be moderate. Most question will be in fact moderate. So which of the following act as both input and output device? You will have to tell. Your options are monitor, touchscreen, plotter, joystick or MICR. Yes. Asta I have given correct answer. Nilesh is also given correct answer. Option B will be the correct answer, touchscreen, because here you can provide the input also, in form of selecting the option, and in the display itself it will also act as a simple monitor. So option B will be the correct answer. Very good. Now, which of the following expansion slot is used for graphic card? If you have covered this topic, you can attempt it. If you have not, don't try to be over smart. Okay, for graphic card, which slot is used, you will have to tell. So here ISA, AGP, PCIe, PCI and USB are your option. Option B you are attempting. Okay, the correct answer here will be option C, that is PCIe, PCI Express. Okay. Yes, no issue. See, you don't need to attempt all 20 question. Again, I am repeating, 8 will be the safe attempt, and through these 8 question, by hook and crook, if you get between 4 to 6. Now it depends on what is the difficulty level. If the paper is very difficult for computer component, the cutoff can fall up to 3.5, even 3. Okay, and if the component is very easy, they have asked you question on input, output, simple processing, then the cutoff can go up as 6 marks. You don't need to worry too much. Okay. Okay, so this you will have to do. Now moving on, which of the following type of printer is an example of an impact printer? This you will have to tell. So impact printer, you will have these type of question very easy. See, if you are talking about the hardware, computer hardware, be it input device, output device, be it your processor, these will be very important. So if you have not covered it, and if you have time, you have covered all the merit component, then you can go for it. Somebody is asking full form of AGP. It is accelerated graphic port. Okay, accelerated graphic port. Now this question, yes, क्वांट में मैक्सिमम कट ऑफ कितनी जा सकती है? मैक्सिमम अगेन आई विल से 6, and that I am being very paper is very easy, then it can go up to 6. Okay, 7th का I am getting D, line printer. Yes, that is absolutely correct. Line printer will be the correct answer. देखो, if you are talking about the printer, there are 2 types of printer. In first type of printer, the ink head and the paper get in contact. In the second type of printer, ink head is far away, the paper is far away. Okay, ink head and paper, if they are coming in contact, they will be called impact printer. These will be very noisy, these will be very inexpensive. If you are talking about other type of printer, they will be opposite of it. Now here, if you are talking about impact printer, so we have dot matrix printer, we have the daisy wheel, and then we have the line. The line printer is of 2 type. Okay, we have the chain printer and we have the drum printer. In this, what happen, a whole line can be printed at once. In chain printer, we have a chain like structure, and here we have the characters. Okay, all the A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 symbols will be written here. In drum printer, we have a whole cylindrical structure, and words are written here. Okay, so it's like that. Now here line printer, impact printer hai, basically these are striking and they are coming in the contract, and we have 2 type, and here we can text 1 line at a time. Now which of the following is a browser? Ma'am, what should be your attempt part? See, 8 is the, if you are confident, if you are able to do it, but like you know the correct answer, then go for all. If you are confident, then go for 8. If you cannot, then even I will say 5 and 6 is also a good attempt, given you are 100% sure. So your safe attempt depend on your surety. Okay, if you're not sure, don't go for too many attempts. Which of the following is a browser? Google, Yahoo, Bing, Chrome, DuckDuckGo. Yes, absolutely correct. Option D will be the correct answer. Chrome is the answer. Okay. And see, student, what happened? When I ask the question, there will be a lag when you will be able to see the screen change, and when you answer it, it will take a while. Okay, for me to check your answer on my phone. So that is why there is some gap. Okay. So option D, yes, absolutely correct. Now, which of the following symbol indicates secure website? HTTP, HTTPS, VPN, HTML, HTMLS. Google is a search engine. Google is a search engine. Okay, browser is kind of a dedicated app you can think of. So Chrome will be the Chrome will be the browser. Your Brave and ULC and your Microsoft Edge, these will be the browser. Google, Yahoo, if MNC, Bing, if you are talking about, these are called as your search engine. Okay. For ninth, the correct answer will be option B, HTTP. देखो, HTTPS. HTTPS is basically the protocol where S stand for secure. If we are talking about the VPN, VPN to we apply. It's a layer type of app. Okay, it provide extra layering to your address. So it is not a symbol. We are talking about the symbol. And HTML to language hai. HTMLS is nothing. Okay, so option B will be the correct answer. Moving on. Which of the following is the example of cloud computing? So in ARD part our attempt, देखो, ARD में it will be a little tricky because ARD is merit section. So not only if you are talking about clearing just the section, 6 questions are more than enough. But if you want to clear the overall merit, then it will be 2022. That will be the safe attempt. Okay, 10th के लिए I am getting option E. That is absolutely correct. If you are talking about the cloud computing and you don't know the answer, at least know the other option. Go for the elimination method. So if you are talking about MS Paint, Paint is a dedicated app. It is not related to cloud computing. If you are talking about the BIOS and Post, okay, basic input output system, or we are talking about the power on self test. So both are when computer we switch on our computer. Cookies, if we are talking about, these are the shortcut that use our SRAM. So only OneDrive is for the cloud computing. Okay, so option E will be the correct answer. Now, machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence that enables system to dash. So here basically we are talking about the AI. Okay, artificial intelligence we are talking about, and here you will have to tell what it actually do. Okay, so system to be manually. So what, if we have AI in our system, what extra thing our system will be able to do? Will it be able to manually program for every task? Will it be learn from the data without programming? Will it store information permanently? Will it convert analog data to digital? Will it increase hardware speed? So what will happen? Yes, absolutely correct. Option B will be the correct answer. Now we will not be needing programming based on the data that we already have. Our machine will learn it and our machine will follow it. Okay. Now, which of the following affects the performance of processor the most? Size of monitor, amount of hard disk, clock speed and cores, keyboard type and printer and speed. Most of you will be like, ma'am, we have not exclusively covered it, but student, try to read. We have read about the definition and the function of different parts. So here the application part will come. Now we cannot discuss each and application of each and every part, but you will have to use your mind ki, okay, which part do what? Does the amount of hard disk increase the performance? Okay, only hard disk is okay, or does using or shifting our keyboard will make my computer faster? Okay, so yes, option C will be the correct answer. If the clock speed is higher and there are more cores, more core means your computer will be able to do multi-programming. That means if you open 10 tabs or you give command to 10 tasks, and if you have 10 cores, although not possible, but yes, if you have 10 cores, your computer will be able to do 10 tasks. Okay, 10 core in one CPU is not allowed. If there are individual core and 10 CPUs are connected, then it can be possible. Okay, now statement based question. Consider the following statements regarding throughput. NABARD have asked the question in this process. Okay, they have asked question in this process, that is why I have added this question. So statement 1 say throughput process refers to the number of tasks completed by a system per unit time. Higher throughput always means lower response time. Throughput is used as a measure of system performance. So you will have to tell which combination or which statement is true. 1 only, 1 and 3 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3 and 3 only. For 13, most of you are going with option B. If you know the definition of throughput, you will be able to get the answer. Okay? Yes, option B is the correct answer. Here throughput, basically what happened, you are trying to measure out ki how many tasks your computer can do in 1 hour. So 1 hour is a unit of time. How many tasks it do, that will be throughput. Okay, throughput is higher, that means my computer is able to do more work in limited time. So this statement is opposite actually. Higher throughput means higher response time, and throughput always measures the system performance. Yes, all right. Throughput is in given time, in 1 hour, 10 hour, 20 hour, whatever time you select, how much task your computer can do. Okay. Now, with reference to booting of a computer, consider the following statements. Again, in booting, NABARD have asked the question to cover all type of booting. I have added this. Now, booting is the process of loading the operating system into main memory. Cold booting occurs when the system is restarted without power off. Booting begins with the execution of instructions stored in ROM. So, which of the following given statement is or are correct? You will have to tell. Option 14 it is. You will have to tell which combination is correct. Okay, so simple process I would like to discuss with you. How, when you start your computer, what happen? First, your computer will have post. Okay, that means your computer will power on and it will self test. It will check its hand, it will check its leg, its hair, okay, I'm working or not. It will check its, in computer language, it will check its hardware, it will check its other devices, it will check its memory, it will check the battery and other things. Okay, once it is done, then what will happen? Then your computer is sure ki okay, everything is working. Then the process of booting will start. Okay, BIOS will run. So BIOS is stored, BIOS, basic input output. Now it is replaced by UFI. Okay, so BIOS basically stored in ROM, read only memory. From here it will get loaded and your BIOS will run. If BIOS is okay, then what will happen? Boot record will start running. The kernel of your computer or your operating system will get loaded to main memory and then it will get executed. Alright, this process will happen. And yes, option Arya is saying correct. For option B, it should be it should be warm booting. Cold booting is when you completely shut down your computer. Okay, cold booting is shutting down your computer. Warm booting is actually restarting your computer. So the second option is basically about this restarting, and that is called warm booting. Cold booting is shutting down. Oh, alright, so here the correct answer will be option C. Okay, where only first and third is correct, second is incorrect. Now, one PYQ I have added. We will not calculate it as a marathon question, but yes, you will have to answer this question. Which of the following is a high-speed interface combining PCIe, that is PCI Express, and DisplayPort into a single connection used for peripherals like external hard drives and monitors? Okay. So, is it USB, is it Firewire, is it AGP, is it Thunderbolt, or is it SATA? Absolutely correct, Nilesh. The correct answer will be option D, that is Thunderbolt. Alright, moving on. Okay, I have added some of these interconnectors that you need to learn, and that you'll be able to find in the next slide. So, those of you who are not giving correct answer, don't worry. Just read the name of these devices and for what they are used. That much is enough. Alright, moving on. Which of the following type of computer operate on the LIFO, last in first out access method? Von Neumann computer, Harvard architecture computer, stack based computer, all of the above or none of the above? What will be the answer for question number 15? For question number 15, yes, the correct answer here will be option C. That is stack based computer. Very good, Nilesh. So stack based computer will be the correct answer. All right, no issue. See, in what happened in von Neumann and Harvard architecture, when we are talking about, these are opposite. So here what happened, if we have two computer cells, this is memory cell basically, and we have two cells. Okay, now here what happened, in this particular cell computer will keep program, in this particular cell computer will keep data. So this type of architecture will called von Neumann architecture. Okay, on the other hand, if both are kept in the same cell, so data is kept in the same cell as the program, so then we will call, sorry, this will happen, data if they are separated, that will call Harvard architecture, and both if they are together they will call as von Neumann. Again I am repeating, if data and your program to run the data, if they are keep together, that will be von Neumann. Okay, if they are keep separated, then that will be Harvard architecture. If you are talking about the stack based architecture, you can think of a stack like this. Okay, now here what happened, your computer don't need particular address to run, it will start processing the things from here. So the first process will happen, then it will do second process, then it will do third process, then it will do fourth process. Okay, so from the very top it start, and when you start stacking, what happen, see, the first command you given computer to play music, then above it you open PPT, then above it you open mail, then you start playing music, or you start accessing emails. Okay, mails. What your computer will do, first it will open mails, because this is the last thing you have opened and it is at the top, then it will do other things. Okay, so option C will be the correct answer, and I hope those of you who don't know are able to understand this. Now, dash is the ability to replace or remove peripheral devices from a computer system while the system is running. Here we are talking about the peripheral device, that means we are talking about the input output devices. So what I am doing actually, let's say this is my headphones, I'll plug it out, then I'll plug it in. I don't need to shut down my computer, I don't need to do anything, I don't need to stop working, it can happen at the same time. So what is this particular process called? Is it called swapping? Is it called hot swapping? Is it called plug and play? Is it called device driver? Is it called peripheral management? Yes, the correct answer is option B. Most of you are giving the correct answer. Alright, swapping is basically when the things or the data get exchanged between your main memory and your CPU. Plug and play, if we are talking about, again here also we are talking about, in plug and play, here again we are talking about the peripheral devices, but here what we do, without changing the configuration. So we are not setting up our headphones, we are not deciding what should be the bass, what should be the volume, rather we connected, automatic configuration happen. So what we call it, plug and play. Okay, device driver, these will be basically apps that will control the peripheral devices. And peripheral management, that means management or setting up of peripheral devices or the input output devices. So here the correct answer will be option B, that is hot swapping. Moving on, the individual dot that form image on a monitor is called as what? Particle, frame, pixel, part, none of the above. Again, a very easy question if you know, and a no idea question if you don't know. But since, again, one hint I will give you, we call ki 144p or 1080p whenever we talk about the display. So we call it 144p, we call it 1080p, we call it 720p. So what does this P stand for? That will be the answer. Yes, option C, pixel, will be the correct answer. Okay, very good. Now this point you will have to remember, because there is not much to discuss in monitor. Simply the quality of the picture depend on the pixel. Now 1 petabyte is equal to what? 1024 MB, 1024 GB, 1024 TB, 1024 EB or 1024 ZB. Again, if you know the answer, just mention it, get done with it. Very easy question, it will take you hardly 5 to 10 seconds. So a time saving question, especially for exams like NABARD Grade A. But if you don't know the answer, don't waste your time. Yes, absolutely correct. The correct answer will be option C, that is 1024 terabyte. After terabyte, we have the petabyte. Up to terabyte, you all should remember. Okay? Yes, absolutely correct. The correct answer is 1024 TB or terabyte. Okay, and for those of you who don't remember, this is the chart you will have to remember, and this particular side you will have to remember. After what what comes. Okay, so this you will have to memorize. Tricks to remember, देखो, up to TB you should remember because these are the things that we use in a daily life. So after that we have PEZY. ठीक है, PEZY, afterward we will have to remember PZ. Rather than easy, go for PZ. Okay, उससे पहले KB we use, MB we use, GB we use, and terabyte we use in our daily life. These are the word we have heard. Okay, and after that we have PZ. Now dash is a permanent memory which holds data and instruction to start up the computer and does not erase the data after the power off. So you will have to tell me the answer of question number 19. Again, memory, if you are talking about, a very important topic. If you are talking about the hardware, very important. If we are talking about the Microsoft Office, again very important. If we are talking about the communication, computer data and network security or security, again very important. Shortcut will come under the Microsoft Office. Yes, option D will be the correct answer, read only memory. If you are talking about opposite of it, the memory that need constant refreshing, that will be RAM. And even in the RAM, random access memory also, we have two type of RAM. Basic, if you are talking about, we have SRAM, and we have DRAM. So SRAM is basically used as cache. Okay, so we have DRAM, dynamic RAM only, that need constant refreshing. So and that is also the working unit. Okay, DRAM. So option D will be the correct answer. Now, how many functional keys are there in your keyboard? So those of you who are using keyboard can just sit down and tell me how many function key. And functional key, if you are talking about, not the function key is represented by FN. That is a type of modifier key. Modifier key, those key who modify the function of any key that they are pressed with. Okay, so function key we are not talking about, we are talking about F1, F2, the keys that you have. SRAM, SDRAM. See, SDRAM, if we are talking about, that is the extension of DRAM. But basic we have two, SRAM and DRAM. Okay. Yes, option C will be the correct answer. 12 functional key we have. And see, I am not discussing the function because sometime what happen, whenever we press the keys, the functionality individually in the window itself, the functionality changes. Alright, but if you are talking about the Microsoft Office, there the functionality remains the same. Okay, which of the following shortcut is used to show desktop? Okay, so you will have to see which shortcut is used for the desktop. Again, these shortcuts you will have to do very carefully. This again, if you know the shortcut, for some type of shortcuts, you can just remember the first word of the action and you will be able to get to the answer. And yes, Kavya is absolutely correct. Answer will be option C. Okay, so with window D and D, desktop you can remember. So pressing it with window, what will happen? It will show the desktop. Okay, now again, other things I have discussed. Alt F4, it will close the window that you have just opened. Control W, if you are talking about, it will close the tab completely. Okay, and if you are talking about the escape, it will cancel any command that you have given, any process that might have started, and window key, it will start or display you the menu. Now, a dash convert all statement in a program in a single batch, or you can say statement ki jagah you can use the word line. Okay, in a single batch, and resulting in the collection of instruction to be placed in the new file. So basically, if you are here, we are talking about, we have a file in HLL, high level language, and we using a translator that have created a executable file, and then it will get converted into the machine language. So you will have to tell about the translator that we have used. Yes, option B will be the correct answer, compiler. Compilers means it will compile all the files and then it will convert it. Opposite to it, we have interpreter. Interpreter will work line by line. Okay, if in any line we have the bug, it will stop working. That is why we don't need exclusive debugging program after using the interpreter. On the compiler, other hand, we need extra debugging tools. Alright, moving on. Which of the following electronic device magnifies the signal it receives and it implement in computer network to expand the coverage area of network? Again, if you are talking about the computer network, devices ka function is very important, that you will have to cover. Okay, be it our repeater, switch, hub, modem, gateway, all these you will have to do. Be it our cables also. So these are basic. If you read it once, you will not need to worry about forgetting it or doing anything like that, but you need to at least remember it for once. So you will have to tell which will be the correct answer. Yes, option A will be the correct answer, repeater. This is also called as the signal booster. Alright, if we are talking about switch and hub, so what it will do, they will help multiple computer to get connected to the network. What is the difference? Switch is smart. That means if two computers are sending the signal, it will not let it collide. It will use MAC address to identify your device and then send the signal. On the other hand, hub mein what happens? All the computers are connected, and if they start sending the signal will collide. Okay, modem, if you are talking about, this will basically act as when your telephonic signal or the telephone lines are used to get connected to a network. Okay, gateway, when you have two different type of computer network getting connected and then you need to connect them, then you will use the gateway. Assembler ka work, assembler basically convert assembly language, that is the low level language, okay, into the machine language, that is the binary language that our computer understands. So that is also a language translator from assembly language to machine language. Now, with reference to spooling, NABARD have asked the question on spooling. So they basically ask you about the full form, but yes, here you will have to tell, consider the following statements. Spooling stand for simultaneous peripheral operation online. Spooling is used to manage input-output operation efficiently. Spooling eliminates the need for secondary storage. Which of the following statement is correct? So modem is basically when you are using telephonic lines, already lying telephonic lines, to get connected into the network. You are getting connected to internet and you want to get connected, you don't have any other type of access, so you can also use the telephonic line. Okay. Yes, option B I am getting as the answer 1 and 2 only. That is absolutely correct. Spooling is basically simultaneous peripheral operation online. Okay, so it will help us to control the actions of input and output device, or it will help us to run it smoothly. However, spooling is entirely different. It is managing the function of our input output devices or the peripheral devices. Secondary storage, however, is used to store all the process information that we have. So only 1 and 2 will be the correct answer. Now, MAC address is engraved in NIC or NIC. It is a dash digit hexadecimal number with 48 bit in length. To identify any device in the network, we have MAC address and we also have the IP address. NABARD have asked the question from the IP address. That is why this MAC address is very important. NIC, if you are talking about, it's a type of hardware card that you have, network interface card. Alright, here I am seeing option C, option E. The correct answer will be option C. Okay, so it is a 12 digit number. It is 12 digit number using the hexadecimal. That means 16 symbols, be it from 0 to 9 or be it from A to F. These can be used. However, only 12 digit will be represented. Okay, so here the correct answer will be option C. 12 digit we will use using the 16 symbol. Okay, now IPv4 is a dash bit numeric address. So you will have to tell IP address if you are talking about. You will have to tell if you are talking about IPv4, not 64. So how much bit was used, and due to its limited use and ever increasing devices in the network, we went for the IPv6. I am getting option D as the answer, and that is absolutely correct. 32 bit will be the correct answer. Very good. Unexpectedly, everybody have given correct answer. Now, Hypertext markup language HTML is used to design standardized web pages so that the web content can be read and understood from any computer. Hypertext is simply a piece of text that also works as. So this is basically a markup language. Okay, this is a markup language. That means to represent the color in red, you don't have a ink red. If I want to change the color of the pen that I'm writing, I can just go here and I can change the color. Now it will be blue. Okay, but in HTML what you will have to do, you will have to write like text is equal to blue. Everything will be written in black, but yes, you will have to write it like this, and when you run it, then the text will appear blue. So that is markup language. So most used is the hypertext markup language, and here you will have to answer what it is other than what it is. Yes, absolutely correct. That is a link. Okay, your hypertext markup language is also act as a link to other pages. So web pages you design and then you link them. Alright, so HTML also hypertext also work as your link. Alright, in MS Word, shift the control shift and greater than is the shortcut for which of the following command? Indent, print, increase font size, decrease font size, or the home tab. So you will have to remember the shortcut for Windows, you will have to remember the shortcut for MS Word, then you will have to remember the shortcut for Excel, and lastly PPT. Important thing here is most of the shortcuts will covered in the Windows itself. You want to save any file, you want to copy some file, everything will be same in the Excel and Word. So you don't need to repeat those shortcuts. But yes, some will be very exclusive to the app that you are reading for. Okay, option C I am getting as the answer, and that is absolutely correct. Alright, moving on. Again, I have given for indent we have control M, for print we have control P, and if we are using greater than for increasing, then for decreasing smaller than we have to use Alt S for the home tab. Alright, in MS Word, which of the following shortcut is used to change the case of letter? Okay, case of letter, we have two cases, uppercase and lowercase. Those of you who don't know, capital and small letter if you are talking about. So if you are writing L like this and then we want to switch it to this, or if you are writing A like this and now we want to write it like this, or if you are writing Y like this and we want to write it like this. Yes, absolutely correct. Option B will be the correct. Option A will be the correct answer. F4, shift F4 will be the correct answer. Students, shift F4, not F3. Sorry, F3, not F4. Alright, the next question is, see, okay, I'll have to show you all the shortcuts. Here student, everybody have given the incorrect answer except Sahil. Everybody have given incorrect answer. So these are your shortcut basically. Okay, option A. Yes. Very good. Capital letter to small letter. Alright, moving on. In MS Word, the paragraph group is available in which of the following tab you will have to tell. So again, in Microsoft Office, you will have to look for the shortcut. The second thing you will have to look for is various features that we have under various tabs. We have home tab, we have file tab, we have insert tab. So you will have to see कि under which tab what feature you are getting. Okay, 30 ka D and 30 ka B we have gotten. Paragraph group. The correct answer here will be option B. The paragraph group itself you will be able to see in the home tab, the very first tab that we have. Okay, home tab, here we have, yahan we see the clipboard and the quick access here. Then we see various type of font change. We can change the type of font, we can change the size of font, we can make it bold, we can use underline, italics. Okay, so here the correct answer will be home tab. Yes. See here in the home tab, here you have the paragraph group. This paragraph group basically help you to change the indent, help you to point out, use bullet, use alignment, these kind of option. All right. Now, right now we don't have any news about admit card. In MS Excel, which of the following shortcut is used to select entire row? So again, I already told you some shortcuts will be very exclusive to the Microsoft Word when we are talking about Microsoft Excel we are talking about, or the PPT. So this is one of those type. Okay. So here you will have to tell you want to select entire row. Okay, this is your row and you want to select entire row. So which shortcut you have? 31 ka I am getting option B. Okay, very good, very good. Only Harsh have given correct answer and Kishore have given correct answer, and Nilesh also. Okay, okay. Okay, here no worries student, जितनी गलतियां करनी है, make all the mistakes here. You don't need to take your mistakes to your actual examination. Here the correct answer will be option D, that is shift plus space bar. There is there's a typo here, I'll correct it. Okay, option D will be the correct answer. All right. Now, by default, those of you who have no idea ki where to get the shortcut, I have given you shortcuts while your class on the Microsoft Office. At least try to cover that class. Okay, if you have time, at least try to cover that class. If you don't have time, go for the PDF of that class. There you will find all the shortcuts. I have given you shortcut in the PPT itself. By default, on which page the header and footer is printed on? Absolutely correct. Option B will be the correct answer. Again, all of you are giving correct answer. 32 ka B will be the correct answer. In every page, we'll be able to see the header and footer. Just like we are able to see the page number, just like we are able to see the name of the book at every page. So they are done in the header and footer type. Okay. What is the extension of files created in Microsoft Word? 97 to 2000. This is basically the version of it. Okay, and afterward the extension got changed. Option B, that is absolutely correct. So basically we have two extension for document file, doc file. Okay, MS Word, basically doc file, we have two extensions. This is used after 2003 version. And when M is used, okay, one question for you, when do we use M? No, not C. C, TXT is for the text file. This is for the note file. We are talking about Microsoft Word. Word we are talking about. Okay, in some time you will be able to see DOCM. When you will be able to see DOCM, that will also be Word file. But what does this M represents? Anybody know? DOC, DOCX, we have discussed. DOCM, what it will be? If you don't know, say don't know. If you know the answer, please answer it. Again, because this is one extension usually people don't know about. So M basically stands for the macros. So any automated task, just like the numbering and the timer that is going on, automated task it is. So if you have added any macros we have one option na. Macros we have one option. So if it is applied, then what will happen? M, be it in your Excel, be it in your doc, or be it in your PPT. If M is there, that means macro is applied. Macros are applied. Okay. Now, SMTP, NABARD have asked the question 3 times. Different year. 3 times NABARD have asked the question on those. So that is why this is here. You will have to tell that allow 2 or more entities of a communication system to transmit information. So you will have to tell what does T in SMTP stands for. Transmission, transfer, transmit, transport, transportation. 34B, transfer. That is absolutely correct. SMTP is the in SMTP, T stands for the transfer. M stands for, yes, Nilesh have given the complete full form. So simple mail transfer protocol. This you will have to remember. They can very easily ask you ki which of the following protocol is used for emails. Okay, they can make it very easy also and can also ask you also. So this you will have to remember. Now, which of the following function in MS Excel joins two or more text string into one string? So there are two strings of text, you want to join them into one. So what you will use? So basically in Excel what we have function. Functions are basically preset formulas. Okay, these are the preset formulas, and formula basically you have the option of finance, you have the option of date, you have the option, various option you have. So you also have the option of mathematics. Mathematics mein what you get sum function. ठीक है? So this is basically a function. So here if we have two string and you want to connect them, what you will use? You will use option C. Okay, option C will be the correct answer. Alright, these are logic and or these are logical function. ठीक है? Now, in MS PowerPoint PPT we are talking about, the shortcut for duplicate slide is Control D, Shift F3, Shift F6, Shift F10 or escape key. Escape key cannot be the answer. ये तो देखो, simply escape key is to abort any operation that is going on. You have given the command to save the file and the saving is going on and you want to stop the process. So escape key you press. Option A, option C, option A. The correct answer here will be option A. Control D. Okay. So option A is the correct answer. 36 ka most of you have given the correct answer this time. Alright. So again the remaining shortcut we have shown you. What are the remaining shortcut for Microsoft PowerPoint that you should know and that are also given in the options. Now, what is the string of character that define the address of the web page? So basically, which of the following gives the definition of, you want to copy some web page and you want to send it to your friend. So what you will use? You will use URL, you will use IP address, you will use DPI, you will use DRL or none of the above. What will be the correct answer for question number 37? 37A, 37B, 37A. Okay, most of you are giving the correct answer now. If we want to share some address of the web page, we will use URL. In case of IP address, this is basically, let's say this is network. In network you have 5 devices. You have a computer, you have a mobile phone, you have a printer, again a mobile phone and a computer. And you want to know, you want to send, you are the server computer, you want to send the file to this computer. So if you want to identify this device, so for that you have IP address. IP address is for identification. For copying and sharing we have the URL. Alright. Now, dash is found above the file tab option in MS Word. Its purpose is to provide convenient access to most commonly used command. So what are the commands that we use very frequently that are given above the file? So we have basically tabs here, and above the tab at the very left side we have the command that we frequently use. So what do we call them? Title bar, indexes, fast highlighting, quick access, or none of the above is the correct answer. Yes, some correct answer now I can see. Very good. The correct answer here will be option D, that is quick access. Quick access we are able to see. Okay. Now, what is the length of IPv6 address? What is the length of IPv6 address? Yes, I can see some correct answer. Yes, the correct answer here will be option number D. Sorry, option number E, not D. Option number D, that is 128 bits. Okay. Okay, every one of you is giving correct answer now. Option D, or sorry, option E, 128 bit will be the correct answer. Alright, now server are those computers that provide resource to other computer connected by what? Again, a very easy question if you read carefully. If you don't read it carefully, you will give 100%, you will give incorrect answer. 10 questions are remaining. So servers send resources to other computer. I have shown you server is the main computer. You know, we when we are talking about server, think of Play Store app. Play Store mein all the apps are there. So it acts as a server. And what do we want? We want to play Candy Crush. So what we are? We are basically the client. ठीक है. So client request, server send. Server have all the all the things that you read. Be it mail, so we will call it mail server. Be it file, we will call it file server. Be it your apps, we will call it application server. Yes, the correct answer is option A. All right. Now, which of the following is a criminal activity attempting to acquire sensitive information such as password, credit card, debit card by masquerading as a trustworthy person or a business in an electronic communication? So, online basically. Is it spoofing? Is it phishing? Is it stalking? Is it hacking, or is it none? 41 में I am getting B as the answer. Alright. The correct answer here, although written B, but be very careful. When we are talking about fishing, और fishing को remember as a fish. ठीक है? And we have farming. Both agriculture term, fishing and farming. So fishing is when you are trying to be somebody you are not. Okay? We are not fish, but we are trying to be fish. So what we are fishing. We are somebody. Okay, we are somebody. We are a person. We are trying to be, and we are saying ki, okay, I work in RBI, I work in NABARD, I need your this information. So what we are fishing. Farming is when you have created a whole farm to scam somebody. That means you have created a whole fake website that look like a legit website. So that will be farming. So be very careful in fishing and farming. Okay, fishing when a person or a business is trying to be somebody ki, okay, I am this and that MLM scheme or something like that. Farming is you are not actively a person working on it. You have created a website and people are using it because it look legit. Alright. Moving on. What is gutter margin? Margin that is added to the left margin when printing, that is added to right, that is added to binding side, that is added outside, or none of the above. So for question 42, what will be the correct answer? Yes, option C. Option C, that is absolutely correct. The correct answer here will be option C, when on the binding side, because you know when you are going for the binding you have to leave some extra space here, and if you are talking about this space you have to leave extra space here so that it can be binded. Okay, so that will be called as your gutter margin extra. Okay. Then question number 43. Dash is specific kind of network topology in which all the various devices in the network are connected by a single cable or line. There is a single line. Okay? There is a single line, and through this you have different devices connected. So here in the network different devices are connected. Some of you are talking about the spoofing and other. I'll discuss, just give me answer of this, then I'll give, क्योंकि ये मैंने पढ़ दिया था अब. Okay. देखो अब now I can tell, yes, option B will be the correct answer, bus topology. Now देखो spoofing, if you are talking about spoofing is a kind of phishing, but यहाँ पे we are not putting too much effort. You are not trying to be an RBI officer. Rather what you will do, you will not tell your name and पीछे you have added a logo. ठीक है, या फिर in your address you are not trying to copy the address of RBI, rather you have created some address like SMY RBI. So what you are doing, you are just trying to create a fake identity, rather than just saying it. You are not putting too much effort there. So the sender's address or the sender's identity, that you are trying to disguise. Okay, you are trying to hide your identity, then it will be spoofing. Now, which of the following combination key of alphabet, number and alphabet with the username is used to get access to the user account? Again, read it very carefully, it is very easy, or don't attempt it. If you are not able to understand this question, don't attack it. Yes, absolutely correct. For 44, the correct answer is option A. Okay, somebody is asking about the smishing also. Smishing is SMS phishing. When through SMS you are trying to be somebody, then that will be smishing. Okay. Now, next question. Alright. Which of the text field near the top of the browser display the URL of the current web page? So to check the URL of the web page in the web browser, in which bar, or which bar shows the address of that particular URL. So if you have a web page open and you want to copy its address, so in which bar you will go? 45 का I am seeing option C. That is absolutely correct. नाम से पता चल रहा है. If you want to know about the address, go for the address bar. Okay, and formula bar, scroll bar तो you have on both sides. Formula bar doesn't exist in the web browser. It is in the Excel. Okay, option C will be the correct answer. Now, the combination of row and column is called what? So the rows and column, they intersect and they make what? So for question number 46, very easy question. Some question you will be able to do very easily. In fact, 3 to 4 question will be very easy if you have covered the topic, of course. Then you will be able to see approx 10 question moderate. Then 6 question very, very difficult. Yes, option B is the correct answer, and all of you are giving option B as the answer, and we have discussed it before also. Now, which of the following function keys serve as the keyboard shortcut for renaming the file? Renaming the file, although it will not be similar, but NABARD have asked the question on that. That is why we have added. Now there will be no more question because now the functionality have been changed. Okay, but you will have to tell for 47 what will be the correct answer. Yes, the correct answer is option B. That is F2. Okay, we have discussed the function of those keys. Okay. Only one person have given the correct answer. No worries. Okay. Now 3 people I have seen given the correct answer. What is the shortcut for selecting all the things in the MS Word? Very, very easy question, have been asked in your examination, so you will have to tell. To select everything, what shortcut do you use? 47. Students, we are on the question 49, so you will have to tell. Okay, the response is coming very late. So for 49th, you will have to tell what shortcut it is there. People are going very, very fast. That is why you are also giving incorrect answer. Yes, the correct answer will be option D. That is Control A for selecting everything. Last question. Which of the following is the shortcut key to find the text in Microsoft Word? Shift F, Control F, Alt F, Alt Shift F, none of the above. For 50th question, you will have to tell the shortcut key for the MS Word. Again, it will remain same, so no worries. 50 ka I am getting B. Yes, very good, very good. So most of you are going with the correct answer. I am asking question, you are asking question from me. Option B will be the correct answer, Control F. Okay. Again, for the shortcut, the one thing you can do is you can apply all the shortcuts. The shortcuts that you have seen, you can try to apply them when you are using the app, because you will also be practicing Microsoft Word or the notepad for your phase 2 exam. Okay. Now some homework question we have added. So with reference to booting again, because NABARD have asked the question on that and we have also discussed it. So you will have to consider all the statement and you will have to mention the correct answer. So that you will do in the comment box. Okay. After a while or so, an hour or so, I'll post the correct answer. Okay. So with reference to pegging also, paging, basically NABARD have asked the question also. So you will have to tell. So these are all the statement type question. You will, all of you, all 53 of you who are online, I would request you just go through the question, because question can be asked from those topics. Okay, so you will have to tell what will be the correct answer here. Last, ये तो देखो, this particular question, if you are talking about a very easy question, that you can also give the answer here, but again here you will not be able to see if your answer is correct or not. So I would recommend you go for the comment section and at least try to post the correct answer. Okay, which of the following antivirus companies, क्योंकि again I have told you, nowadays NABARD is asking from processor, they have asked from operating system, they have asked, they can also go for the antivirus. Okay, so all those are the antivirus companies. You will have to tell which one was founded in India. All right, with this we are closing the session. Prepare well for your examination. All the best for your exam. Whenever you will get the admit card, we will make a video on it. No worries about that. You will get the information. Group में भी मिल जाएगी and you will get it anyway. Norton is not the answer. That is why. Okay, so students, right now I'll close this session. All the best for your examination. You have a lot of marathons going on. I'll not waste your time a lot. Okay, so all the best. Non-merit section hai. If you don't have time, go for the YouTube classes we have taken and go for this marathon session. And marathon session we have taken last year and last year. Okay, so thank you so much and all the best for your exam.